lot of gaming news the last little while.
Yeah, it's been busy.
We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Been a very busy spring.
What have you been playing lately? Anything standing out or?
COD Season 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Vanguard or Warzone.
Yeah, that's a whole barrel of monkeys in itself. Like it's just there's a bunch of stuff they dropped, man. So what have you been playing?
Mostly Cyberpunk, even though still not a crazy distance into it. I finally got Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is
you got to that part?
Yeah, he's
Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah, Johnny Silverhand.
Man, that's a cool character.
So that and Horizon 2 are both massive open world games where I'm like, I'll probably never finish them, but I'm actually invested in them. So, when I go sit down, I'll play for a couple hours. I'm like, damn, what they can do now with open worlds and graphics and shit like that. Both those games are visual like masterpieces.
Yeah, it's
they
just
look so
come
good.
a long ways.
But there's still a lot of glitches in Cyberpunk. Even though they've done massive patches for it, and obviously you play on PC, so it's probably a little bit different.
Yeah, it runs relatively good on PC, actually.
Yeah. And really, I don't have a whole lot of complaints, but there'll still be random like AI glitches where I'm like, very clearly, this AI is not working properly. And, well, I mean, it is what it is. As the game goes on, it gets better.
But there's a crazy amount of AI in the streets and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's got to be hard to program.
Absolutely. And it's like crazy populated how, Witcher was before that, which is open world, but it's kind of just like big towns between towns and not as many people that are in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a city.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they've now delayed the remastered version of Witcher 4 or Witcher 3. So my thought is there really even a point? Like, The Witcher 3 was amazing. It already sold all the copies it's going to sell. It already got all the accolades it's going to get. And now it's got to be, what, a 5-year-old game, if I had to guess?
Yeah.
And it's ran its course. I don't see why Project Red would bother putting the time and effort into remastering it. It's already a good-looking game. Yeah. On PC, it probably already looks phenomenal. Like,
it looks all right. It's not the greatest on PC,
sure.
but
yeah.
It's aged a bit.
You'd rather that they do actually do an HD remaster it?
Yeah, that's a tough one, actually. Like, I keep playing it, and it just feels... I find it just feels clunky to me. I don't know what it is about CD Projekt Red's, like, UI and stuff, but it always feels really clunky on PC. There's nothing, like, quick about it, right? Like, your crafting, everything just... I wish they would just fix that alone. Like, the graphics don't even bother me, and the gameplay is good, everything's good, but I just want the UI updated. Like you pick up so much random junk, man.
A bit more streamlined.
And it's hard to sell it. Like, it's hard to sell it, junk it, get rid of it. Like, it's like point click. Like, it drives me nuts.
That's kind of irritating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that's what... And, like, that's why Cyberpunk was such a huge jump for them. Because, like, before Witcher 1, 2, 3... Did they even make other games, CD Projekt Red? I'm not too aware of what they did before that.
I'm not sure either.
But they also take quite a long time to make those games. Like Witcher 2 came out way before Witcher 3 did. So Nvidia, there's a new article here. This actually just came out, even though this happened in 2017, 2018. But Nvidia has been fined for $5.5 million by the U.S. Securities System and Exchange Commission for failing to divulge to investors how much of its 2017-2018 revenue came about from crypto mining.
Oh.
So Nvidia is being basically fined by the U.S. government, Securities and Exchange Commission, whatever exactly that is. And really $5.5 million to Nvidia, I'm sure, is not going to break the bank.
Yeah, not at $3,000 a graphics
But that's
card.
an interesting thing to go after them for, because it's not like, how is that their fine? Because they didn't disclose what was made from their kind of in hardware in a way for that year, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, it's made after the fact that it was purchased. I don't know the logistics.
No, that's yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting. It's like Nvidia is usually like, a pretty well looked at company. I don't think they do anything really wrong. There's never any like weird lawsuits.
I've always
going
loved
on.
Nvidia.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're the leading ones in PC. And I mean, I thought it was pretty strange. I mean, there's obviously more to it that we probably don't know, but
probably just the government likes to blame everybody for everything.
Get a few more bucks out of them if they possibly can.
Yeah, and they're terrified of cryptocurrency. So
yeah, that's for sure. Did you ever play the Max Payne games?
No, but I do remember Max Payne, and the movie with Mark Wahlberg was really good.
Yeah, well, those games are being remade. So I like remakes over remasters. because remasters aren't all that much. But Remedy, who used to own Max Payne, they created Max Payne. They sold it to Rockstar not all that long ago, well, a handful of years ago. And so Rockstar made Max Payne 3, but it was kind of like, wasn't the biggest seller for Rockstar. So now Rockstar is going to let Remedy remake Max Payne 1 and 2, obviously from the ground up for, I assume, PS5 and PC and Series X. I'm pretty pumped for that. You didn't play many of them?
No, I didn't really know, but I do remember because Max Payne was like big on the bullet time, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, is that was a pretty big impact for gaming. And I was wondering too, because The Matrix came out around that time, and I was like, well, maybe Max Payne came out first and introduced this bullet time mechanic, and then The Matrix came in and kind of stole it for a movie approach. But The Matrix came out in 1999, and the first Max Payne came out in 2001. Okay. So I wonder maybe if it's the other way around.
I'd think it would be the other way around.
For sure, because The Matrix just like blew open the floodgates for what you can do with...
every nerd's mind was just blown.
Yeah. Like, it was pretty amazing. I remember seeing that. I was pretty young, and I saw it in theaters, and I was just like, this is some unique type shit.
Yeah,
man.
the first 2 were really good.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 3 was all right.
I don't mind them as a whole, as a trilogy, and like I kind of rewatched them not that long ago, but the first one was just way more like impactful and unique. You know what I mean? The second and third one had a lot more to it, but it's all just CG. Like,
there was almost a little too much in the second and third one.
Yeah.
But they did have that cool the mech suit scene with Buddy with the 2 Gatling guns, and they're reloading them and stuff.
Zion and
that was cool.
Yeah, that was a really good scene. Yeah. I like that one. I really like the trilogy, and I've watched, I don't even want to know how many times I've watched all 3 of those movies. And Xbox, Microsoft's going to be releasing, there's a heavy rumor, whatever heavy rumor is, that Xbox is going to release a streaming device. So they're going to release just a Google Home USB HDMI device that plugs into your TV, and then you can pair your Xbox controller to it, and then you can use Game Pass to stream whatever games and services are available on Game Pass to your TV without buying a $500, $400 Xbox. And I think that's a genius idea.
Unless they up the price of Game Pass to compensate for it.
Yeah, that's true. Although everything goes up in price after so long, you know what I mean? Because it is a good value, but then they're going to say, well, there's more games or there's more publishers on board. But I think that's a really good idea, because you can always get... Microsoft's going back to being kind of like a software company that also makes hardware, in my opinion. Because they're still gonna make money off the systems, but they're making a huge amount off subscriptions right now to Game Pass. So I mean, that alone is just bringing them, no matter what, it's bringing them money in every month, and you don't ever actually own anything. You're just paying to use that service,
renting.
Exactly, and there's a rumor that Sony's now going to release their own competitor to Game Pass next month. And it'll be like 3 different structured tiers. So they always had PlayStation Now, but if you pay more, then you'll have access to PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games, and PSP games, and whatever else. If you pay a more premium price per month, right? But I would be interested in that. I like Game Pass. I have to get your password though, so I can access all your games.
Yeah, I think a PlayStation version of Game Pass would be really cool.
I think so too. Unless, if you got all the right games in there and.
So what goes under first-party Sony games? It would be like Metal Gear Solid?
Well...
Like, what would be on that list?
Those ones weren't first-party, because that was Konami.
Yeah, okay.
But it was only on PlayStation 1, so Konami would have to work out a deal with Sony to say, yeah, your games can be allowed on there. Because even those NES retro, Super Nintendo retro systems, those don't only have Nintendo games on them. They also have Rare games, which is, exclusive.
And Game Pass is the same way, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think Microsoft does it, but Sony has said that they're not going to release, like, let's say a brand new game like God of War 2 comes out for PS5. That's probably not going to be on PlayStation's version of Game Pass on day one, because they still want to be able to allow the publisher or whatever to make money off the first year of its sale or something. So what they want to do is they want to force everyone, whether it's first party or not, to have a 2-hour trial of every game that's on there. So basically, they're forcing people to say you have to put a 2-hour trial in. If it's on this service, you have to put at least 2 hours of trial, or you can't put it on there. Which is not a bad idea, because we used to have demos.
Yeah,
and
I loved demos back in the day.
Demos now are not really very
Do they even still have demos?
Rarely. I think so. You can go on the store, probably the Xbox store and shit, and find demos. It's just usually the dumbest like, if it was a trial, it would be better. You could play an hour or two. Let's say you get to a certain point, and then it comes up and says, you know, do you want to continue playing this or do you want to purchase it? And you hit yes, and you just continue where you were. Whereas a demo is just a small section of wherever.
Yeah, and usually it's not even like a real level, or it's like a version of the level.
Yeah, it's like exactly. Yeah. It's just made for demo purposes.
Yeah.
So that would be
whatever they want you to see.
It wouldn't be a terrible idea. I mean, I don't know if devs really are all that pumped about it in case people play the game and like, actually, I don't like this at all. I'm not gonna buy it.
Or hack the unlock key.
Or hack the unlock key.
That's probably pretty easy to do nowadays.
Yeah, probably. I'm surprised you don't see that more often. Like people selling codes online for
well,
PlayStation.
We used to do it on PC back in the day, man. Like
really?
you could what is it, LimeWire?
LimeWire,
yeah. LimeWire, you used to be able to get unlock keys and stuff. And
key generator and all that stuff too. Yeah, I do remember using that stuff. Unfortunately, on the Nintendo side of things, Breath of the Wild sequel has been delayed. Again. Yeah. So spring 2023, because it was going to be the end of 2022, and now it's spring 2023. And the video that they've showed, any small trailer that they showed of it, people think that it might be running on the next generation Switch, but to me, it doesn't spell out next gen. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like better hardware. It just looks like the exact same as Breath of the Wild,
just more
which
content.
is not a bad thing. Breath of the Wild was an awesome game.
Yeah,
but it didn't really have the best graphics out there.
No, it didn't, and I found the world was relatively barren too, actually. Like I really liked the game, but it felt like it could have more in it.
Yeah, I think so too. And like, there's obviously still quite a few towns and NPCs and stuff like that in the game, but no, for sure. Unfortunately, for people that don't have an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, and they aren't PC gamers such as yourself, the console shortage is supposed to stay until 2024. And I wonder if that's just lingo to keep more hype about your game system.
Yeah, man, because I find you can find them pretty easily. We live in the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
And you can get them.
Yeah, it does happen, but not every day. Like you couldn't walk into Walmart day after day and like see them on the shelf.
Yeah, but so maybe that's how they define shortage, though. Like just to make people nervous and to go buy more and keep the $800 Facebook Marketplace Xboxes on.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Those are actually people that work for Microsoft that are buying it and then reselling it on Facebook, taking a profit. There was, whether it's true or not, Microsoft may have paid for chip priority, because the whole reason that there's a shortage is this microchip shortage, and that Microsoft may have paid to have chip priority. And whether that's true or not, Xbox sold more than the PS5 this last month, April, in the US, and that's been the first month that's happened since the beginning. So maybe Microsoft is doing that. And really, I don't think it's a dirty move. If you're willing to pay out a few extra bucks and you're going to get more of what you want.
It's even like our work, man. Like if we get a contract and it's like, hey, like we're going to pay you this amount of money, okay, send the best fleet out there, like get there first. Like,
Yeah.
So you got to make money.
Oh, for sure. So really, I see that as a good thing. I mean, really, more systems that are out there is what you want. Competition's also a good thing. So really, who cares? The Fast and Furious. Are you a Fast and Furious fan?
I haven't been a Fast and Furious fan since they pulled the fucking bank vault out of the wall with the two Dodge Chargers. Okay. Whichever Fast and Furious that was. I haven't watched it since.
That could have been 4.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Vin Diesel's kind of a bit of a dick, and
I've heard that, man, and that hurts.
And the director of Fast and Furious 10, they were like a week into shooting, and the director walked off and quit because of creative differences, probably with Vin Diesel. And so they had to rush to find a new director. They had everyone there ready to shoot, and so they had to find a new director. So it was estimated that they lost $600,000 to $1 million a day just to keep the cast and the set and everything waiting to get a new director on there.
Holy.
So that's on top of the fact that the movie is $300 million to make, and most of that is basically for actors. Like the actors must make a shitload of money.
Yeah, actors and green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Vin Diesel, he knows that's his bread and butter. Even though they're not the best movies, I get that they have their market and people like them, and they've obviously done pretty well because there's the fucking 10th one's coming out.
Yeah,
they got to be doing something right. But apparently he's a real dick because that was actually the same director that did Fast 9, and he came back to do Fast 10, and I guess they didn't get along or whatever happened, and he just walked off. Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm
so surprised he's like a princess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, man, Chronicles of Riddick, Vin Diesel.
I know.
Remember the Xbox game, Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from something Bay. Can't remember. But,
Escape from something Bay.
Yeah, it was really good, though.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, that hurts that he's such a princess.
Yeah, I know, because you just wouldn't think, too, especially because, like, that's kind of his franchise. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you want to get along with the person that's making the fucking thing? Like,
yeah, but is it his friend? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's really taking that over.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but now he's not returning.
Oh, no?
No, he's not in this new one.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if he was in Fast 9. I think he was. But then they made that spin-off, Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
And then that one did all right. So I think maybe they're going to make a sequel to that spin-off with those two guys, Jason Statham and The Rock.
They should, because the clips from that video seem like they're pretty good.
Yeah, but he's not. Vin Diesel called out The Rock on Twitter because he wanted to get him to come back for Fast and Furious 10. Yeah. And The Rock was like, this is a stupid way to call me out. Like, I'm not doing it because you're a dickhead and I don't want to work with you. And he was like, Vin Diesel was like, you sang at my son's birthday party or something. Something weird like that.
Weird,
and The Rock's just like, yeah, no, I ain't having it.
So awkward, man.
Why would he bother? The Rock's so filthy rich and he takes every single movie that comes his way.
He's so wicked, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's awesome. I got nothing bad to say about The Rock. He's usually a pretty funny guy.
Yeah.
The new director of that, not that it's super important, he came from directing The Incredible Hulk, which I believe was the Edward Norton one.
Okay.
If you remember that
one. Was that where he battles the Abomination or whatever?
I think so. Yeah. That sounds familiar. And he also did the Transporter with Jason Statham, right?
Yeah, which was a good movie.
Which wasn't a bad movie. The original Transporter was kind of nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was not a bad movie. So, I mean, whatever. It's just only a casual mill for Universal to just keep everyone there, just pay for their lunches and shit like that.
That's crazy.
It's not a big deal.
That's crazy.
So I think they've resumed shooting, but there was definitely a hold-up. That's going to be an expensive movie at the end of the day.
Definitely hurt the bottom line a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember the Cash Me Out girls? Cash Me Outside girl?
Cash Me Outside, how about that?
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, yeah, we used to say that at work all the time.
Yeah, we
remember
did.
We did for like a good solid month.
I tried to forget.
No,
or not bring it up in front of people.
That was so funny.
Do you know how filthy rich she is? You know how stupid rich she is?
Really? Well, yeah.
She just bought a $6 million mansion, and she's made $50 million to date, mostly from OnlyFans. 50 mil.
From OnlyFans.
And really, basically from Dr. Phil, from a one small segment on Dr. Phil that caught up on YouTube, popped off on YouTube. And then got a bit of a following.
That's how it works, though, man. Oh, man. My old lady's like addicted to reality TV.
Yeah,
like that's what she loves, like that 50 Day Fiance or 90 Day Fiance, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
and it's most of the time they just go on there just to boost your Instagram following, and that's it. Like they don't. They're not looking for a boyfriend or girlfriend. They're just there to boost their Instagram and their social media presence.
Well, they gotta have one venture, which is OnlyFans.
Yeah. That's a good venture.
I was originally going to talk about how Square Enix is busy as hell right now, but I don't know if you heard the news about Square Enix this past week.
No.
So Square Enix, out of nowhere, sold off their Western studios. So Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal, so two Canadian studios. They sold them off, and they're not going to have any more Western studios anymore, which means they don't own Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Thief, or Legacy of Kain. I don't remember the last time we saw a Legacy of Kain game, like PlayStation 1 or 2. But in any case, they sold those off, and that could be because they're prepping to be purchased by Sony. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony would buy Square Enix, because that makes, with all these gaming acquisitions, that makes a lot of sense.
It does, yeah.
Because they've always been PlayStation. They've always pushed for their ads to be on PlayStation. Most of the Final Fantasies are on other systems too. But PlayStation and Sony were always like trying to be, Sony and Square Enix were pretty much neck and neck, helping each other out.
No, it feels right.
Yeah, for sure. But that sounds like a pretty low price. It was only $300 million. So Swedish video game.
Sorry. So we just talked about in episode 3. We talked about the Bethesda
Yeah.
buyout. How much did that one go for?
68 billion.
Holy shit.
But that's a massive. That's no, sorry. Bethesda wasn't 68 billion, but Activision / Blizzard, which was the most recent one that Microsoft's doing, that was 68 billion. So for Activision, which is obviously massive, and Blizzard is also fucking huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what they paid. I don't remember what Bethesda was. It might have been single digits billion, or it could have been. Yeah, I think it was. But so for 300 million, that's what they sold off, and that's Tomb Raider, which has still been a pretty relative franchise. And then Deus Ex, which I didn't play all that much of, but I think that's kind of been popular.
I think it's got a pretty popular crowd.
And those games were always made in, well, at least recently, the two studios in Montreal. So what few studios we have in Canada, I mean, they're still obviously going to be, I assume, maintained and continued to be worked on games, but I mean, they've also got, Square Enix has got the Final Fantasy prequel that's coming out, I think, this week, or just came out. And the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. And then Kingdom Hearts 4. Did you ever play Kingdom Hearts?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming. And Final Fantasy 15 is almost done being developed. So, like, they're going bananas.
They're pretty busy right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Just knocked your mic.
I know. Thanks.
It's getting right rowdy. You're really into this news.
I really like Square Enix. I think that's interesting. I think it would be a very good purchase on Sony's part. It kind of just makes sense. Some of these other ones are a bit more random, where somebody just swoops in out of nowhere and buys like a huge studio without having any background with them. But with Square Enix and Sony, kind of makes sense. Do you feel like the FPS genre is dying down a bit, or because you're playing a lot of COD right now?
I think it's just really hot and cold.
Yeah,
it's like even Vanguard was not very good, but now with Season 3, it's pretty fucking
starting
fun,
to get better.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I should have got Vanguard when it was on sale. Because Call of Duty, and I don't know if that means Call of Duty like Warzone or Call of Duty in general, went from 150 million concurrent players to 100 million. So like that's a third. Apparently in the last few months, a third of the players have dropped off of Warzone.
Okay, so how's Apex Legends doing right now then? Because like Nick Merckx is playing Apex Legends, isn't he?
I think Apex Legends still has a pretty big following, but I don't know about the concurrent.
There's quite a few streamers switching to different games right now.
I know.
So,
and you were playing are you not playing Apex anymore then?
Not really, no, especially now that Season 3 is out.
Yeah, there's 140,000 people on. Well, that's actually only just showing Steam too, and really that's not too bad. And now they're making Titanfall 3.
Oh, that would be great.
Which would be really awesome.
That would be cool.
It's like leaked out. I don't think it was a trailer, but it's maybe screenshots have leaked out of Titanfall 3, and that's supposed to be coming this year.
Man, I remember Titanfall 1.
Me too.
The first time you call in a Titan, it's the most epic feeling ever. Just seeing this thing just come rocking to the ground.
It was a cool game.
Oh, man.
It was a really cool game. I was upset that it didn't like stick around as much and didn't get as big of a player base, because it was a really cool game.
It was before its time, is the problem.
Yeah.
Like the movement was just before its time, and
absolutely.
they did it so well in one try. You know what I mean? The wall running, everything. Their first shot at it, and they just nailed it.
Yeah.
And people just couldn't get into it. And the aim was hard because we were so used to aim assist and very two-dimensional aiming, like, you know what I mean, just on flat level ground, and then all of a sudden you're trying to do three-dimensional. It's like, I think we could handle it now.
I think we could too. I would definitely be down for Titanfall 3.
Oh yeah.
And even Titanfall 2, like I played a bit of the story. I didn't finish it, but it was pretty cool. Like they could probably do a really good story with it too. And even though, do you think it would be weird for them to do a battle royale version in Titanfall 3, because Apex Legends is already, well, it's not. No, it's not Titanfall.
Apex Legends is actually a really good game, and they should just continue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and leave Titanfall out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't like merge them, even though they're kind of in the same universe.
Because Apex doesn't have a respawn, so I guess if you wanted to play respawn, you could jump over to Titanfall, do your respawn, and then if you wanted to play the battle royale, you go back to Apex.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. As long as it's not. Did you see what this Last Spartan Standing is like?
I seen a YouTube video on it.
Because it's not really a battle royale.
No, it's not. It's like gun game mixed with. It's a whole bunch of weird shit put together.
There is a shrinking circle. Like you're on a bigger map, and there is a shrinking circle, but everyone starts with 5 lives.
Yeah, and the same weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there's no ground loot or anything.
I don't know why. They could have nailed it, or at least I think they could have nailed it. But season 2 just started, and that's 2 new maps, 4 new game modes, and then Last Part Standing, which I think a lot of people thought would be like more of a battle royale.
It was really uninteresting, the YouTube video I watched. Like when Warzone came out, and I watched the Tatman video when him and Jack Fraggs? Not Jack Fraggs. Can't remember his name.
Anyway.
But anyways, when they played Warzone for the first time and he won that game, I was pumped, man. Yeah. Like it just got me wired, and I was like, I gotta fucking play this game.
Yeah.
And like I watched that Halo video, and like, oh, this is weird.
I don't
like
have
it's
to play
so
this game.
Weird, and I hate that Halo is getting that stigma about it. They've been fucking up so bad that it's almost awkward to watch Halo videos. Like you feel awkward.
Yeah. Like they haven't changed kind of with the times properly, but they also I don't know. They've also got a lot of flack about how they handled their season pass. Yeah. Because their season pass, or you'd buy like one helmet and it'd be like just a color, and it'd be like
super
$4.
expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. Why? Like it's fucking stupid. If it's going to be a free to play multiplayer game and you want to do the seasons, like I understand that, but then on top of that, you're adding all this like cosmetic shit that's just way too expensive and just doesn't change anything in the game at all. No.
And like we do it with Call of Duty, like especially with season 3, I've probably put another couple hundred extra because I love skins. I don't know, the Godzilla skin, it's all really sucked me in again.
Yeah.
And it feels like Modern Warfare is the problem. Like it's fun again, right? Like it's not the World War II bullshit. But anyways, with Halo, it's just nothing's enticing about it. Like it's just color changes. Like I want my fucking ODST helmet.
Yeah, is that in the game?
I don't know. I haven't even played since the launch, and I was really disappointed it wasn't in there because I've been using the ODST helmet since Halo 3.
Yeah,
like you know.
Well, they'll probably bring it in eventually, and it'll be like a $50 cosmetic.
Yeah, $50 fucking helmet.
Yeah, worth it if you really do like it.
If you like Halo, that's which I want them to do so well, but they're just.
I know. Someone has offered to buy Ubisoft. So clearly people are listening to our podcast because we had brought up that Ubisoft was like wondering what the hell and why no one's offering to buy them.
Yeah.
So that person was tuning in and they were like, maybe I'll see what I can get. And there's like several private equity firms that are looking into buying Ubisoft. Oh, shit. So I think
we better get a fucking cut of that.
I don't think so.
Oh, we better.
They'll be like, well, we had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, well, how did you have no idea?
Plead ignorance.
Clearly, we brought it up to you guys. But I don't know. They're also making an Avatar game. Ubisoft is. I assume to go along with Avatar 2 that comes out at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But anytime you have a movie tie-in game, very rarely is it worthy of playing.
Yeah, they're usually
a lot of them are just like cash grabs. They're just junk.
Can you even think of a good movie tie-in game?
No. Not off the top of my head, but I know that
Spider-Man.
Yeah, one of the Spider-Man ones, or even maybe a couple of them. I actually really liked on PS3. Yeah, but those were
that's not even tie-ins.
Those aren't tie-ins, no. Yeah. And those are great games. There was a Matrix, I think it was called Enter the Matrix on PS2, where you didn't even play as Neo, which was a fucking dick move. But it was actually pretty fun because it was bullet time, it was Matrix, like there was some destructible environments for PS2 days. I remember playing the hell out of that. Going back, it was probably not very good.
No,
but
not.
At the time you were like, damn, I'm in the Matrix and shit.
Fucking slaps.
Yeah, it fucking slaps. But yeah, that's did you see that there's a new teaser for that Avatar 2? The Way of the Water or some shit?
I haven't watched it. No. And if they fucking shit on the oil sands again, I'm going to be, I don't know. It's like, man, when they shit on the bucket wheel in the first one, they made the bucket wheel like this evil monster in the back. When they unload off the airplane, off their fucking jet, when they land on the planet,
yeah,
and they're walking towards the building, you can see the bucket wheel in the background, right?
Yeah.
And if they fucking shit on the fucking oil sands again, man, like that whole story is like kind of based on the oil sands.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Destroying your own planet and all that kind of shit.
Kicking people off their land and like.
I mean, the movie's also basically just Pocahontas, but oh wait, was it Pocahontas? It's basically a copy off of a Disney movie. The premise is very, very similar.
Yeah,
it's Pocahontas. So Amouranth, you know Amouranth, the TikToker, OnlyFans.
I think I know.
Cam model Amouranth.
Yeah.
She makes over $1 million a year on OnlyFans. Man, we should be sponsored by OnlyFans with how much we're talking
We
about.
talk about it a lot. Yeah.
She's gonna get out of that kind of stuff, like streaming on Twitch. She's buying up 7-Elevens. So she made so much money off her OnlyFans and Twitch that she's just like, I'm gonna buy gas stations, and then she bought a percentage of Twitch. So now she's a part owner of Twitch, which is like, there's this. Did you hear about the bathtub meta, or was that what it was called? Where you were allowed to wear a swimsuit in your stream on Twitch if you were in a pool.
Oh, so all
the slutty Twitch girls were like filling up a blow up pool with like this much water, and then hanging out in their bikinis, and obviously getting all the nerdy virgins that really need to just stare at that kind of stuff all day.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the amount of money they make, it's fucking gross.
It's insane.
It is fucking gross, man.
It's too much, but whatever. If you're gifted, I guess, then that's what.
Like, if dudes are dumb enough to pay for this shit, then good on. Like, well, good for them.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Like
in a lot of cases, anyway.
Like, yeah.
Mike Tyson punched a guy on a plane.
I heard that. Yeah.
So last time we talked, Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. And now Mike Tyson's just punching dudes on planes. The guy deserved it, though. Did you see the clip?
Yeah, he was drunk as fuck.
Oh, man, he was being annoying. Apparently, he was, like, haggling him and hassling him for, like, the whole flight or however long they were in the air for.
Yeah.
And just turned around and laid it on him.
The amount of balls you gotta have to fuck with Mike Tyson.
No shit.
Oh, my fuck. Man. It doesn't matter if he's fucking old, man. Like.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Not at all.
And like no respect either, eh? Just fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
No respect. Like it doesn't matter what the guy did in his life. Like his pros definitely outweigh the cons. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah,
man.
for sure. Like, yeah. You're pretty dumb. He must have known he was gonna get punched. Like how do you not know?
Yeah.
He was probably drunk and he was just being an idiot. Thought, well, if he hits me, at least I'll know if I can take a punch from Tyson.
I got a cool story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like that guy. He'd be like, yeah, I got a cool story.
I got to exactly.
By Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I tried to get his autograph, but he was a dick. He punched me in the head.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a kind of a weird, cool shout out. Not that it. So I was randomly browsing Amazon, and I found this wireless controller, which shouldn't be anything cool to most people, but it's for a Nintendo. So someone made an NES controller wireless, and you can sell the whole kit, and you just have a little dongle that you plugged into that old school ass NES port, and then it comes with its own wireless controller that's shaped exactly like an NES controller. But someone decided to go back and make a wireless controller for a game system that came out in like 86.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Some hardcore guys.
Oh, for sure. That's dedication right there.
But those games have aged retardedly well, though. Like
the 8-bit and 16-bit, yeah, they never look bad.
No,
because they just have their same like that type of style, right? Whereas N64 games and PS1 games, some of them have aged very bad.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you go further back, like like Tron and all that kind of stuff on, was that even on Atari? Was there a Tron game on Atari? Atari games were
wasn't it the light bikes or whatever?
Yeah,
the light bike game.
I think so. Netflix?
I think I know it.
Yeah, okay. You know what we're talking about?
I think so.
They lost $50 billion in under 24 hours because, well, first off, they're dicks and they keep raising their prices of subscription.
Yeah.
But they also are starting to ban people from sharing their passwords, or not necessarily ban, but they're stopping that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's accessing or you're sharing your password, apparently 200,000 subscribers have canceled, and they expect up to 2 million to cancel because of the backlash to sharing your password, and people don't want to have to pay for their own Netflix. So I think there's probably a lot of investors like that's a 50 billion sounds like a lot in under 24 hours, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then I think they're talking about putting commercials in now too.
Yeah, that's not good.
Going the way of YouTube.
That's not good.
That's so annoying, man.
I mean, if anything, if there's a free version of Netflix or one that's like $1 a month and there's ads, then that kind of makes sense. Like the people that don't want to pay much but are willing to sit through ads, perfect. But the people that are spending $20 a month, yeah, but like, I better not start seeing ads.
I had this rant with my old lady the other day. Like I had a dad rant, like leaving the light switch on type dad rant when she mentioned about paying for YouTube, right? And I fucking just kind of lost it a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, pay for YouTube? I'm like, if people stop paying for this shit, be like, we're not gonna fucking go to YouTube until you get rid of your fucking ads, then they wouldn't have ads.
Well, it's true.
Like, why would you pay for it? Like, they shouldn't be shoving this shit down your throat.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what they're doing. Like, and now, so we have YouTube Premium. Yeah. It comes with YouTube Music. So you get YouTube Music, which is the same as Spotify, everything else. But now that means that my YouTube doesn't have ads. And sometimes, somebody else in the house will go to pull up YouTube from a different account, and there's like there's 2 ads that play before a YouTube video. That's bullshit. I don't want to sit through ads.
No, it's ridiculous. I've refused to pay for YouTube Premium, and I've skipped every single ad that I could. And you know how it started? See, I'm starting to lose my shit again. You know how it all fucking started was with those stupid, hey, click on this and give us your opinion, the little polls they put up.
Yeah.
That was how it started, and people fucking got sucked into that, and they're like, oh shit, people are actually paying attention to this. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not skipping it, right? And like, okay, and then it was one little commercial, and then it's another little commercial, and then now it's fucking 15-second commercials every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I know, it's absurd. That's why I get why you wouldn't want to pay for it, because there's enough subscription things out there as it is. But I mean, you can download your YouTube videos, and also like the stuff that we upload, it doesn't hurt to have a pro account for that too, because I'll go in and try to give feedback on other videos and stuff like that.
Getting old. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
although I'm older than you.
I'd rather spend $200 on COD skins and fucking $10 a month on YouTube.
That's an interesting comparison. That's an interesting, because I've never bought that many. I haven't bought that much DLC for like Call of Duty. Maybe a little bit. Razer gaming headset saved a kid's life.
Oh yeah, is it bulletproof or what?
Yeah, it was bulletproof.
No.
So apparently a stray bullet.
I don't know why I thought of that first, but
that's exactly what. Yeah, it's went through the side of a wall, or someone was gaming in their house, and probably lives in I assume not the greatest area. Bullets are just flying through your side of your house. But he had a Razer headset on, and it hit near the top. In my opinion, it looks like it might have just barely skimmed his head anyway. But Razer doesn't really make like super solid material.
No, they really don't. No.
So I don't.
It's pretty easy to, depending on the caliber, it's pretty easy to deflect. Like if it was a 22,
right,
it would be like it's literally just
and
takes a blade of grass to fucking deflect the bullet. So
that makes sense then. And also, if it already went through a wall. You know what I mean? And it already had a bit of force taken out of it. Yeah. But there's a guy that they put up pictures of his headset, and there's a kind of a big hole, a bullet wound hole near the top of the headset. So it probably gave him like a real quick, like maybe took off a few hairs on the top of his head.
Yeah, still good on him.
Still, like, he should tell Razer, and they should send him some free shit.
Yeah, I'd say
because that's like good publicity for them.
Crazy good. You remember when Buddy shot his? Do you watch a lot of gun videos?
Not that much.
Okay, but did you see the 50 cal sniper that bounced back off the range and came back and took Buddy's earmuffs off?
No.
Oh man, that's a brutal video.
I'll have to look that up. Maybe I did. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, so came back. Yeah, he's just at a gun range and he shoots the 50 cal and it bounces off the fucking rock wall at the end of the range and comes straight back and knocks his head and gear off.
Holy shit! But he was totally fine.
Yeah, he was perfectly fine.
Jesus Christ!
Imagine you probably have a blown eardrum, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sketchy. So did you still get a chance? Did you not get a chance to watch any of the Halo TV show?
No, man. I don't know if you...
I don't think you really...
I think if I wanted to, I would have done it by now.
Well, and the thing is...
They're so disappointing.
It hasn't ended. Yeah. So, like, the season's not over yet. I feel like once it ends, If I'm really, I'm
Binge
2
it.
episodes in, or actually I'm like 1.8 episodes in, and nothing has really stood out to be groundbreaking, like that I really, really want to keep watching it. Do you know who AngryJoe is on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So
Where he
he-
posts the 45-minute reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually, CBS is blocking his videos of the YouTube TV reviews because he's saying it's because he, is talking shit about the show, because he's following all their guidelines. If their guidelines are you can only show 10 seconds of this segment, or you can only show the audio from yourself and not the audio from the show, because sometimes they'll do that. You're not allowed to play the audio of whatever you're showing. But they keep blocking and taking down his videos, and he's willing to go sue CBS, which is kind of crazy. The YouTuber's just going to go sue. He probably won't win. Was willing to go sue CBS because they're trying to take down all of his videos, where all he's doing is reviewing and critiquing the Halo show and showing very little actual of the show. But he's pretty anal. He's pretty hard on the show.
He is. He's pretty hard on most
A lot
of his
of shit.
reviews.
Yeah. I guess he is called Angry Joe.
Yeah. No, he definitely fits the persona. Yeah.
Exactly. But at the same time, like, it should be freedom of speech in a way, as long as he's not showing too much of the show and it's not like a copyright thing, they should just fuck off.
Man, if your show fucking sucks, just accept it.
Just accept it.
If somebody walks up to us tomorrow and is like, "Hey, Dirty Joystick sucks," we'll be like, "Okay, we'll do better."
Yeah, exactly. like any of the feedback, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, we'll go the way of Whistling Diesel. We'll just make people hate us, and then then we'll go buy Lambos.
Yeah. Hate us even more.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about how good graphics are getting in video games. And Unreal Engine 5, they keep showing more and more tech demos of Unreal Engine 5, and it looks phenomenal. Like, I'll have to send it to you or post it on one of our
I've seen
social
the
medias
ads
or
lately.
something. It's there's some pretty amazing stuff coming out of it. And I was wondering, like, has anybody else showed off their tech end? Like, the ATI has their own shit, right? I mean, have they shown
Not
off
to this extent, man.
No.
No, like this Unreal Engine, they're really pushing it. Like, they're really like, "Hey, like, look how big our fucking dick is."
Yeah.
Like,
And it's people are taking notice.
yeah,
It's when it's in their face, it's hard not to
it's hard
stare
not
at
to
it.
notice a big
It's
dick.
just right there.
Yeah.
Someone's remaking Ocarina of Time in the Unreal Engine 5. So I don't know how that would ever work with being able to download it from someone else, but they have a YouTube video, and I know you want to wait for a remake for Ocarina of Time. If it was remade in Unreal Engine 5, the problem is, anytime you see someone's remake of a game in Unreal Engine 5, or they're trying to make this game look amazing, if they have to remake it from the ground up, and this is just like 1 or 2 people at their house, like, it never looks, it's not ever going to look or play amazing.
No.
It looks good for like a little bit of running around in the tech demo. It's a little bit glitchy.
It's way
the
too
animation,
much work for
it's
2
way
people.
too much work. The animations don't look great. It looks off. So it's cool to like sit there and look at it and be like, look at the environments, but it's never going to feel, never going to have that Nintendo feel to it.
You need a whole company to do something
exactly.
like that.
But it with Unreal Engine kind of popping off, Sony for some reason has invested 1.5 billion in Epic. Even though they're not buying it, they're not taking a percentage of it. They're just investing in it. And I wonder if that's why they're kind of trying to get alongside Epic, the Unreal Engine, because that's a pretty fucking big deal right now.
It is, yeah.
Unreal Engine 5 is pretty huge. Have you seen the Steamdeck? No, obviously not in person.
No.
No, I'd like to try it out because it seems pretty cool. Like as a Switch, but a high-end Switch that plays PC games and has Steam and all that. There's another type of laptop that's coming out, and I thought it was kind of cool for gaming ideas because it's like a 16-inch tablet screen that can fold in half. And when you fold it in half, you can put a physical keyboard on the bottom portion of the touchscreen. So you'd have it like a laptop folded in half with a physical keyboard on there. And then you can take that off and fold it down, and then it's just one huge, big, flat tablet. I think for gaming, that could be pretty cool. Because although you would have to make it high-end as hell.
Yeah, you need quite the pro. Like look how thick your MSI computer is. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it would be pretty freaking huge. It'd probably weigh like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 turns 25. 25 years ago, the Nintendo 64
it's legal to
came
drink
out.
everywhere in the world now.
Exactly. That's fucking old. 25 years ago. And I remember thinking, like, still that now the N64 is definitely a retro system, right? That's retro now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If it wasn't already. What was your best memories of the N64?
Super Smash Bros.
Just point blank. Super Smash Bros.
Super easy to remember. Yeah, we used to play the fuck out of Super Smash Bros. All the time.
Super Smash Bros. was toy. It was definitely toy.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was fun.
And we all know yours.
And what?
And we all know your favorite memory.
Well, I played a lot of Smash Bros. Too.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Smash Bros. And a lot of Ocarina of Time. And I would probably say Smash Bros. The thing is, Ocarina of Time was fun for single player, but that's definitely not like a multiplayer enjoy with your buddies with a bunch of controllers.
Yeah, four people in the same room yelling at each other.
Yeah, and that's what Smash Bros.
And we were kids, so we were pretty loud.
Yeah, No, Smash Bros. On N64 was a banger, and even though I liked Mario Kart or Mario Party, Smash Bros. Was better than Mario Party and N64 for sure.
Good, yeah.
And GoldenEye with just one analog stick.
Shit.
People, well, I loved it back then, but I think we remember it better than it actually was because one analog stick.
Yeah, and the AI was so stupid too.
Oh man,
I think back to it now too. The AI was so dumb and easy.
Oh yeah. And for back then, you couldn't do anything different, but it was definitely with one analog stick. That's terrible. You should never play a shooting game with one analog stick.
No.
You actually brought it up. Advertisements in gaming. Oh. Well, you said advertisements in Netflix.
Okay.
But now Microsoft and Sony are both interested in implementing ads into games for free-to-play games.
Okay, so like your war zones and shit, yeah.
But even that's still not Sony. I mean, it depends on how that works because that's still Activision, although now Microsoft owns Activision. Yeah. But if they start putting ads in full-price premium games, there's going to be some fucking hell to pay.
Well, it's just going to be... They're just going to turn it into what our fucking mobile phones are like our smartphones.
Yeah.
Like you have a game on your phone, it's ridiculous, the ads.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, either it'll be a game where it's like, oh, wait 24 hours to do this thing, or pay $1. If you pay $1,
it's only $1.
Yeah, but then you do it like 15 times a day.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of ridiculous. If it's in free to play games and it's just like shit in the background, not that bad. But EA is already looking into ways to make it, apparently they're calling it intrusive ads into Apex Legends. Oh. So I don't know what. Intrusive.
Of course, it'd be EA, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. They got to make up money from all the money they lost on Battlefield.
They're like the Scrooge McDuck. Is it Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah.
They're like the fucking Scrooge McDuck or whatever the fuck that guy is. Fuck, man.
It's been like 4 years in a row that they've been voted the worst company in the U.S. Yeah. Which is like, there's probably worse companies than EA, but...
Oh, definitely.
But, but people are that vocal about hating EA in the gaming community and just...
Hey, we're hot-headed, man. Gamers are hot-headed.
Yeah.
Like, we're not scared to be keyboard warriors.
No,
so,
we love to voice our opinion as loudly as we possibly can.
Yeah.
You didn't get a chance to see Sonic 2?
No, I didn't.
Oh, man.
Is it actually... Is it worth #1 on the planet right now?
In terms of movies that are out right now?
Yeah, isn't it? I'm pretty sure
it was, but now Doctor Strange 2 just came out.
Yeah.
So this past weekend, Doctor Strange 2 made a shitload of money. Sonic 2 was one of the best video game movies I've seen.
Okay.
For sure. I think that you'd like it if you like the first one. But it was really well done. There was a lot of Easter eggs. Jim Carrey's character, obviously, Dr. Robotnik was awesome in it.
And Knuckles is back.
And you got Tails.
I like him more than Sonic, actually.
And then
Knuckles.
they tease, and it's Idris Elba. That's his name, right?
Oh, yeah.
He voices Knuckles.
He's a wicked actor.
I think it's on demand. I think it's already, you can watch it at home because we went to see it in theaters, and it was a lot of fun. I think that it was pretty good for a video game movie. A lot of video game movies fucking suck.
They do, yeah.
And Sonic 2 was not one of those sucky ones.
Perfect.
So if they make a third one, although Jim Carrey is apparently saying that he may retire from acting, but I mean, I think he said that several times, and who knows if it's essential. Like you would, if you're going to have Dr. Robotnik, you shouldn't replace him. You can probably put a different Sonic villain in there if you're going to do another one.
I think he would be. Well, I haven't watched. I'm not going to give an opinion on that.
Yeah,
actually,
you gotta
I haven't watched it. So
you definitely gotta. I would say put Halo TV show somewhere in the back burner, and put Sonic 2.
I'm just because I think
the family will love it, man. I guarantee it. The family will like it. Did you watch the first one?
No, I didn't know.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No.
All right. Well, maybe watch the first one, then watch the second one.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's the Mario movie. There's a CG Mario movie that's coming out that got delayed. But you know what the cast is like for the Mario movie?
Who's going to be Mario?
Chris Pratt.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly everyone else's reaction. What? And then Charlie Day, I think, was going to be Luigi.
Okay.
I like Charlie Day. He's funny. Seth Rogen is going to be Donkey Kong. I only wrote down the actors' names. I think that's Jack Black's going to be Bowser, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
Jack Black. And then Anya Taylor-Joy, who is the... she's a big actress right now. She's in lots of stuff. But that's the only other actress that's in it. Chris Pratt's going to be Mario.
Man, this is like going to be the best movie in the world, or it's going to be top 10 worst movies ever.
Yeah.
Like,
It's got a wide range of where it could go.
Yeah.
I don't know why, when you use the same guy to voice Mario for 20 years, and it's animated, this is an animated movie, why wouldn't you just use that guy?
His voice is super
annoying.
Awkward, though, and annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know
Even
if I
just
could
one or
listen
two
to Mario
lines is-
dialogue for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's fair. So I guess Chris Pratt will have to learn at least an Italian, use somewhat of an Italian dialect. Mario.
Chris Pratt's a good actor.
He's not. I don't mind his acting.
I hope he pulls it off.
I hope so too, because if not, but also depending on how you feel about the Minions movies and Despicable Me, that's the studio that's making the Mario movie.
Okay,
Illumination or whatever the fuck.
At least we got some potential there then.
Yeah. Because I don't mind those movies. They're not. I don't mind them. They're fine.
See, I was thinking about all those actors you just named off, and all those roles seem really weird. But then we remember that Vin Diesel played fucking Groot in Marvel, and all he said was one line.
Yeah.
So,
that's
and
true.
It blew everyone's mind that it was Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
So,
and he probably just showed up for a paycheck. Who knows? Maybe he got paid handsomely for that.
I bet you he made a lot of money off that one fucking line, man. I am Groot.
As long as they can't, I wonder if they're allowed to copy and paste it, or if he has to show up to work that day and like get all ready and go.
I would at least put in the contract, be like, we're not going to copy and paste. You at least have to say Groot every time.
Yeah.
Like, make it authentic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense. So in the game development world, there's something I kind of want to talk about, which is game crunch. So if people don't know what game crunch is, usually the last 2 or 3 months of a game being developed, in some cases the last month, and it could vary. If they're behind and they've already picked a release date, the entire studio has to work insane amounts of hours. They have to sleep at the studio. They have to do whatever to get obviously the product to meet the release date.
Yeah.
And that's called game crunch. And that happens in a lot of cases because really they might pick a release date 1.5 years away thinking they'll be fine. And then within the last month or two, they realize, holy fuck, we got to get a lot of work done. So there's a lot of like talk about whether or not that should be allowed. Like they're obviously being paid overtime. They obviously know what they're doing. And a lot of people that are kind of butthurt about it is like, well, this isn't fair to those people and fair to their families and this and that. And the reason I wanted to bring it up is 'cause you and I work in the gas and oil field. Mm-hmm. We have a pretty long work day.
Yeah.
So we can kind of relate. We don't ever have a normal 8-hour work day.
No.
And I'm not going to say that, there's days where our job is hard as hell and there's days where our job's probably not as hard.
Wouldn't even get out of bed for less than 8 hours, man.
Well, no, exactly. We're so used to it. We wouldn't, there'd be no point to that. But do you feel like, the people know what they're doing. I'm assuming they're not forcing anyone to work.
Well, you can't.
You can't force people to work like that.
No,
especially because
it's just an industry culture is what it is.
Some of them are union, so I assume you can't really do that kind of stuff anyway. Yeah. But I think that what the annoying thing about that is, let's say you're working at a game studio and you're a developer and you got hundreds of people with you. You guys don't make the decisions really on anything that changes the release date or what state it releases in, because a lot of games, especially from EA and other companies like Ubisoft or whoever, will release a game in whatever state it's in.
Yeah,
it's just like, well, we picked this date. Oh, it's not ready. Well, we picked this date, so we're gonna have to fucking release a thing.
Yeah,
and they release it, and then you get all kinds of bad feedback from players who are like, this is not in the proper state. Look at Battlefield 2042.
Yeah, we'll just drop an update.
The game was, like, what? It's been out for a year? Has it been? No, I guess it only came out in November.
Yeah.
But they only just added voice chat to it now. You gave it another shot? Or you?
Yeah, I did.
Not very much of a shot.
I played about 10 minutes of it and then deleted it.
That's a healthy shot.
No, it was a good one, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Hopefully they fix that game and there can be some fun to be had in it. But it's not looking good. Not looking good at all.
See, with that whole, so it, like in the oil and gas, every industry has different culture, right? So we're not supposed to work over 12 hours without permission, but it's like, if you're busy and guys aren't willing to put in a couple extra hours or whatever, say we have like a shutdown or something we got to do, like, then you're just going to weed those guys out over time, right? Be like, okay, well, we're not going to call you for overtime, and then we're not going to do this, and then we're going to treat you poorly. Like, we'll just weed you out, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, and if that's part of the industry culture, then man the fuck up and do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
but at the same time, I agree with you. But at the same time, it's not for everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like 14-hour day, including your travel, if not even a 15-hour day, that's a long day.
Yeah,
like I'm pretty sure we don't get the advised amount of sleep to get in a.
Yeah, but how hard are they? So I'm not a video game developer, obviously, but like, you can go home and play fucking video games for 12, 14 hours easy.
Yeah,
like even as an adult, it's pretty easy to do. Like you're making money, you're getting paid, like you have your own, like, are you really, is it that hard to put in a couple extra hours?
It's hard. Yeah. I don't know. I've never worked in the game development industry, so I really don't know. But I feel like if it's only for a few months out of, like, let's say a game takes 3 years to make, and for 2 or 3 months you got to stay and work 12-hour days, and you get paid for that time, obviously.
You're treated well, I bet. Like,
I would just,
like you have a fucking kitchen in your fucking office, I bet. Like, come on.
And you're usually right near everything. You can get food ordered, or you can get, like, I don't know.
How many cold sandwiches have you eaten? Or in your career?
I like cold sandwiches.
Yeah, I like them now too. They don't bother me at all.
You just
like,
kind of
what I mean? Gas
it.
station shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So.
Oh man, the amount of people, especially that I work with, like, I'm fortunate enough that I'll usually have leftovers from what the wife makes. Not always, but the guys that I work with every morning, that every day go and spend $50 at the gas station to buy their lunch, their breakfast, their coffee, their energy drinks.
It's savage, man.
They're sick. Like, it's insane. You could save so much more money if you
don't notice the $50, but then at the end of the week when you're like, hey, oh shit, let me better check my bank account, and you know, like,
$50 a day.
Oh man.
All right, so I got a question for you. I think it's a hard-hitting one, but it might not really be a hard-hitting one. And I want to ask the people that are tuning in what their opinion is on this question as well. So it's not just directed at you.
Okay.
And this is a personal preference, but whether, regardless of what game system you pick or your favorite developer game system, do you think that God of War or Gears of War had a bigger impact in gaming?
God of War or Gears of War?
Yeah. They both have the same initials, and they're almost the exact same title.
Okay.
So that's why the comparison's there.
Oh, okay.
And one's much more PlayStation, and one's much more Xbox.
And they're both brutal, and
and they're both gory and brutal, and for adults.
It's gonna have to be God of War, I think.
Yeah,
because
even though you were an Xbox guy for
and I really liked Gears of War a lot.
Yeah,
like it was really fun, but I'm gonna have to say, God of War.
Yeah, I would agree. And even though the earlier God of War games that I played, like whatever PS2 ones, like they were cool, but I don't think they really grabbed me as much as other people did. I remember people going on about the first two. And then 3 came out on PS3, and it was pretty mind-blowing. I think Gears of War was extremely important for Xbox 360.
I think so too, yeah.
Because they kind of had that market cornered with shooters and online and a bit more adult-themed whatever. So I think for the market share, for the 360 days versus the PS3 days, I bet you Gears of War was probably more important during that generation. But I think as a long term, in the long term and as a whole, I think God of War is definitely probably the bigger, more well-known, more established franchise.
Yeah, in its time, Gears was definitely bigger. Like the chainsaw bayonet. Like, come on, man! Like, you can rip people in half with a fucking gun chainsaw. Like,
multiplayer was pretty. badass.
It was so fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the crouch and hide mechanic was pretty new too.
Yeah, the cover mechanic. Yeah, for sure. Are they even making another Gears? I haven't heard anything because they released a random add-on.
They released Gears Tactics. Is it Gears Tactics?
Right.
Yeah. And I tried that because I like those types of turn-based strategy games a lot.
Yeah.
And it was pretty fun. It wasn't bad.
But that probably wasn't a follow-up.
No, it wasn't a follow-up.
No,
it was just kind of let's try a different type of game with this franchise. So
yeah. Right on. Well, I got to test your knowledge. I'm going to throw you a curveball.
What? We're not doing the hard-hitting questions.
And this is for anyone tuning in, because I want to know if people would get this right or if they'd get it wrong. And obviously, people, you can look it up or whatever. But I'll give you a multiple choice question.
Oh, okay. At least it's multiple choice.
It's multiple choice.
It's C. I choose C.
No, you're wrong. So, if you could even just... I'll give you the multiple choice, but... What is the best-selling game in history? Not series.
Best-selling game? Game specific. Oh,
yes.
Fuck, man.
So your choices, I can read them out to you, are Tetris, Wii Sports, Minecraft, and GTA 5.
Tetris.
Is that your final answer,
Yeah,
Tetris?
it's Tetris, yeah.
Okay. You are incorrect.
What?
Yes, you are incorrect.
No, you're wrong.
GTA 5 has 160 million,
Yeah.
which is a lot. That's second place. Minecraft has 238 million copies sold.
I should have figured that.
And that's obviously just one game, Minecraft. What's weird is I don't think Wii Sports should even be on the top 4 because Wii Sports came with every Wii.
It did, yeah.
So how is that unit sold?
Yeah, nobody went out of their way to buy it.
Not a single person. If they did, they must have been confused because it came with the fucking system.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that would be top 4. I mean, I guess because it's included, but it shouldn't be included because it's included with the fucking Wii.
Yeah, fucking Minecraft. I should have figured Minecraft. I haven't played Minecraft in like 10 years.
I know, but it's been since it came out. It's always been a bit like you go on Twitch or whatever, and that's always like one of the top streamed games. Always, people still.
That's modern day Legos. I was thinking about that today.
That's
actually,
true, yeah.
I was thinking about that today at work. I
Yeah.
was like, shit, if my son starts playing Minecraft, like it's just modern Legos.
That's
man.
exactly what it is.
So
it'd be cool if they made a Minecraft 2 and like used just a different type of like a different type of engine, or made it look more realistic, or at least like the lighting, or make the cubes.
I thought they did though. Don't
I think
they have a
released
crazy
texture.
good engine?
They've released texture updates and stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure it has like a crazy good engine now too. Like it's actually hard to run for most gaming PCs.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
it could be.
So
I don't know about those gaming PCs.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
Right on, man. Well, it's been a lengthy chat.
That was a good one.
We're already up to an hour, and there's some things that I wanted to get into, like some of our customer feedback, but I think we may have to save that for another time. One of the highlighted comments, though, was a really good one. Hopefully, it was one of our older episodes, but I was told that there's better audio in a porno that was shot in the 80s than our audio.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's all
That's
criticism
funny,
is
actually.
constructive criticism.
Like
I'm fine with that. Whatever. I mean, hey, at least we can get it better and tune it in.
Hey, that's a good insult, man. If
I
you guys
like
want
it.
to comment insults, I'm down for it. I
100%.
need new material for work.
I know.
So.
Yeah, anything at all, and then we'll probably put it on a hoodie or something.
Yeah, I could do that too. Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I'll see you on the next one.
All right, see you later, man.